probably it's the same where you are, but please just be safe, okay? Just be safe. I beg, just take and jejely. You go still reach where you did go, okay? Because your health matters too. And there's some people that actually react to staying under the rain. So if you're such people, please try to be safe. First of all, your health comes first before you can think of work, business, and so on. Just be safe out there, okay? All right, my name is Rose Yusuf Kaiser, and thank you once again for joining us on the program Halent, which is a program where we get to discuss, dissect, and disagree on topical issues right here on Women Radio. And it comes to you Mondays through Friday, and we get to kick off at 9:05 a.m., just right after the news. All right, this morning I have Buki Femi Ajala joining me. Good morning, Buki. How are you today?
Yes, Bookie is doing great, and I want to thank God for that. It's raining where I am, the blessings of God. So, how are we doing as well, Lens family? WFM. I can see Mrs. Oboli. That's nice. Nice to hear. And nice to see you. I hope we're able to turn on your video. Okay, to see the face, behind the voice. And well, my people are not yet here. I'm sure they will join in. Okay, we can see Mrs. Oboli now. So it's not too clear, but we can see you. I can feel you. All right. So once again, good morning.
All right, good morning, Buki. It's good to have you with us this morning. So hopefully we get to have Susan join us. For Ibinabo, she said she was unavoidably absent this morning, and she got in touch with me to apologize for that. So hopefully what she's going for, we wish her all the best. You know, these are our community leaders. Sometimes if you just pin them for one place, one thing or the other might just come up for them, and we're here to support her always. All right, so yes, just like Buki said, we have Mrs. Oboli joining us. Miss Oboli is a regular caller on her lens, and we thought to bring her in because of what we are going to discuss this morning. Good morning, Mrs. Oboli. How are you today?
Hmm. Good morning, Women Radio. Good morning, the madams of our lands. Good morning, Nigeria. Thanks for having me in your midst this morning.
All right, but I'm curious about the you started with. What's going on?
You have always said we shouldn't always bring out our emotions even when we feel it somehow. So let me be calm on this note. I just lost my purse with my 2 ATM after I finished calling on the show. I was on my way to my son's school, so I didn't know my purse had fallen off. So it is
Oh,
well, but it is well. I'll
oh,
be
so
fine.
sorry about it. So sorry about it.
When I'm done, I'll go and block my ATM. ASAP.
Please,
Thank you.
it's necessary. It's necessary. Pele, sorry about it.
Thank you
Was
very
sorry
much.
about it.
It is
Okay.
well. It is well.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Pele.
ma'am.
All right, so that's the voice of Mrs. Oboli, and you can go to our YouTube channel and get to see us, live on YouTube. That's on WFM 917. All right, WFM 91.7 on YouTube and also on Facebook too. Please get to follow up with the conversation, and you get to see us live on each of these platforms. Okay, our faces are up there too, so please go ahead and join us on the conversation this morning. All right, so this is your Women Radio, WFM 91.7. It's 12 minutes past 9 on this side of the radio. My name is Rose, and I've got Buki with me. I also have Mrs. Oboli with me. Now, yesterday was the Cerebral Palsy Day. All right, so this is to draw attention and this is to create awareness on cerebral palsy, because I mean this is what a lot of parents get to face, the children themselves, or even the adults who are on this spectrum actually get to face a lot of stigma and all of that. And funny enough, I tried to find write-ups. I tried to find, just a lot of publications. I just tried to find publications yesterday on cerebral palsy, but I couldn't even find much. I think I only got two. Or even yesterday being the day to create awareness on cerebral palsy. I just found two, and one of it is what we're going to take. So, and then the other ones I saw were just old publications on this. So is it that maybe we are this in this part of the country don't take this seriously, or probably we just don't know about cerebral palsy? Anyway, this particular report is coming from Tribune, and it says that cerebral palsy parents lament stigma and request Para government support. So this actually happened all the way in Para. Now, parents with children living with cerebral palsy in Kwara State have called on the state government to provide tuition fee, free education, as they lamented societal stigma and neglect of their wards. Speaking with journalists in an event marking this year's Cerebral Palsy Day at the State Ministry of Social Development in Ilori on Monday, that's yesterday, the parents said that the nation's present socioeconomic situation had worsened the condition of the children. Now, this is it could be a lot. Now for a lot of parents who have children who are on different spectrums, who have children who have special needs, it could be a lot. Are we looking at with the kind of money they spend? Are we looking at emotionally? Are we looking at it psychologically? It gets to affect parents and loved ones around in every aspect of life. Sometimes you just find yourself doing the same routine every day for these people and you're not able to go further. I think yesterday too, I was reading a story of a woman. I think that was like 2 years ago, but I just saw the publication yesterday. 2 years ago or so, the lady was staying in Lagos before they moved to Ogun State with her husband, had three children who were who had cerebral or rather who have cerebral palsy, and all of them are grown. We're talking about 22, is it 19 or so, and the other one, about three of them, and they were all grown children who were still on this, and I could see how much this was affecting her. As a parent, and how they had to bring together resources and all of that. And they just said, well, they're just keeping hope alive and they're just, living life as it should. So we're bringing Mrs. Oboli in this morning because she has a child with a special need, and we're going to hear from her point of view as regards to a lot of issues that are going on as regards to children with special needs, children with cerebral palsy, and all of that. So, Mrs. Oboli, how has this been for you, having a child with special needs, looking at it from all angles, financial, emotional, psychological, and all of it? Just let us know, how you were able to settle into this.
Good morning once again. I'd like to appreciate you all once again for giving people like me to share my story, because that story would eventually encourage someone somewhere planning to probably abandon their baby, leave their marriage, or that is passing through a thing or two currently. You started with, in your intro, you started with the word, it's not publicized enough. Awareness. Most times we excuse the fact that people are not aware of cerebral palsy because even the avenue, the means where these things, or where this issue, this syndrome ought to be discussed, where the message ought to be passed. Would I say they are not doing it? But there's a big vacuum. There's a big lacuna, okay? Now, having said that, the journey has not been easy. The only way or the only reason why my voice is heard on a daily basis is I don't shy away. Before you know Mrs. Oboli, the first thing you would know about me is she has a child living with cerebral palsy. And October 27th, my boy would be 15. It will be 15 years down the line. I've been battling with this. Have I been heard enough? No. I'll keep shouting. I'm not shouting for me alone. I'm shouting for the mother out there, the father out there that has not been represented, that have been marginalized, the child out there that is crying for an attention, begging for an attention, and over the years, nobody has heard their cry. What am I saying this morning? My journey with my son started with when I gave birth to him. I didn't even know about, as a greenhorn mother, he's my second anyway. I didn't know joint could, deteriorate into a lifelong problem. And so
Hmm.
I gave birth to him. After giving birth to him, we were discharged. We were planning 8 days, And at the end of the day, on the fifth day thereabouts, he stopped sucking. I just discovered that he was sleeping all through. What happened? I took him back to where I put to bed, and the lady was like, she's going to refer me. She referred me to Jollard Hospital. We got there, they told us they can't admit us. Before you know it, the journey started at Idi Araba. To cut the long story short, I found out that they were going to do an EBT for him. An EBT means exchange blood transfusion. They will have to remove the blood he came with into this world, and give him another blood. And after that, they didn't even tell me. And so you see what I'm trying to say here. If they had prepared my mind that you would be battling with a lifelong problem, I don't know, maybe because they were thinking I couldn't handle it, myself and my husband, or they were going to spare us the detail. But whatever detail you're sparing me, have it in mind that I'm going to live with this for almost the rest of his life and my life. And so you should be able to tell me, okay, let's even leave the hospital. And then I got home. The normal cognitive abilities a child should be able to attain, when it gets to 3 months, 6 months, I wasn't seeing it. And so I went back, and they began to prep me for what they ought to have prepped me up for
You
in the
won.
first instance.
Hmm.
And so I asked myself, before that journey, let me say, if they are saying Nigeria happened to somebody, I am one person that would, you see me, whenever I talk with so much passion, I exude so much emotions. When I was told to start using ampicloxacillin syrup for David, I didn't know, unknown to me, the drug I was supposed to use to stem the tide of jaundice was even adding issues to him. I am somebody that would say Nigeria happened to me in the sense that the 4 ampiclox we bought had 4 different odors, 4 different tastes, 4 different color.
Ah,
They were all fake, Rose.
wow.
They were all fake. And so when I was trying to stem the tide of jaundice, I didn't know I was cumbering the boy's problem. Did I
Mm-mm.
produce these drugs? The answer is
No.
no. I went to a reputable pharmacist to get these drugs. 4 different pharmacies. And so I was only adding to David's problem. And it was when it spiraled into something that I couldn't handle anymore. That was when I was referred to Jola. Jola took me to Idi Araba General Hospital. And before you know, we found ourselves in Lut. So where am I going? Eventually, and we were told to be coming for physiotherapy. The story is long. We can't exhaust it on our lens. It's going to have a part 2 if we continue this way. But what am I trying to say? The awareness, the journey from inception. If the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do? The foundation has been rocky, from fake drugs to you not telling me this is what I'm going to battle with, to you
Yeah.
not telling me this is, to my buying. Whenever I go to, I'll be 45 in February. Whenever I go to buy diapers for David, I see the stairs. People will be like, ẹ̀yin tó ẹ̀kẹ́ ti di grandma ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń ra diapers ni. And I proudly tell them, I have a child battling with cerebral palsy, a survivor of cerebral palsy. So I don't really care if you look at me. So you can imagine, they don't even want to know if you're buying it for your grandchild, because they
Mm-hmm.
kind of see the kind of diapers you are buying, and they're
Yeah.
looking at you. So in Nigeria, if you ask me if the awareness or the campaign for these stairs I see around me on a daily basis, I don't know. There's still more to be done. How have I been handling it? It's not easy.
Hmm.
Every day, I see mothers go to these orphanages. The reputable ones, the private ones, they just go and abandon their child because there's no help. The first help I got concerning David was from a radio station. I won't mention the radio station because Babaraji Fashola San His Excellency, came to launch his book, okay, on that radio station.
Yeah.
And David was always cumbering me with, his siblings were always going to school.
Yeah.
Mommy, when will I go to school? If you are familiar with KSCC, K2 Special Children's Center, David was going to that school before. It was somewhere in Owode before you get to my 12, not too far from us in Korodu. I will back David, take him to a Greek bus stop where the vehicle will pick him up. When he closes, they will bring him. I'll pick him from a Greek bus stop and bring him back home. All of a sudden, they said the Minister for Youth and Sports, they've taken over the property, that the school was not going to function again. My sister, we were just put in communicado.
Ah,
No explanation whether the building was dilapidated, whether nothing. And you
nothing.
tell nothing whatsoever. And so a child that was going to school, that was mingling with his mates. All of a sudden, David was confined in the house. No explanation. So David will be like, Mommy, I miss Uncle Ben. I miss this. I miss that. David talks, but he may talk slowly. But when you
Yeah.
put your ear properly, you would listen to him. Some of these children don't talk. You understand? And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, David, I don't even have any explanation to give to you.
Thank
Your
you.
school just shuts down. They did not tell us anything. Should I now tell you about the corruption that was even existing in the school? They will tell them to give us parents something. The thing will vanish into thin air. Don't let me go there. Now, I had to cry on radio and I said, Sir, I know you are here to launch your book, but I have a child that has been at home for over 4 years. He's almost depressing me. Sir, please come to my rescue. Madam, what is your name? I said, I am Mrs. Esther Veronica Oboli. What is the issue? I said, my son was going to KSCC, Ketu Special Children's Center, and all of a sudden they shut the school down. Sir, every day, this boy see his siblings go to school. This boy is not going to school, sir, please. I want this boy. I want silver and gold, but above or beyond silver and gold, because to get 10 pampers for David is 10,800. So if David wee-wees or poos 10 times, 10,800 or 10,500 has gone down the drain. So I don't even tell him whenever he does not have pampers, because he will tell me he does not want to eat so that he will not poo-poo on the rug. So you can imagine, I buy pampers almost 10 days. So I told this man, I said, I have not seen you in person, but I've heard about what you do. I said, sir, please, I want this boy to be in school. I beg you with everything you hold so dear. If you can put David in school so that he will not be cumbering me on a daily basis that his siblings are going to school. The last school I checked, they said they were going to collect per term 453,000 naira. If I sum his other siblings, their school fees is not even up to that amount. If I can struggle or look for well-meaning Nigerians to pay for one term, what happens in subsequent terms? And the man said, Madam, you just want your boy to be in school. I said, sir, yes, I'm sorry, I am bringing this in. He said, no, 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 no. I want to apologize to you on
Mm.
behalf of all the misdemeanor Nigeria has caused you. From the drug issue you have related to me to this present time, I give you, before 1 month, your boy is in school. And before Fashola left that radio station, the Commissioner for Health, the present one, Professor Abayomi, reached out to me, a nobody, living in the suburb of Ikorodu. But my question to you this morning, Rose, is that must I speak on radio before people or children living with cerebral palsy, children living with polio, children living with different disabilities in this country?
Mm.
Do I have to shout at the top of my voice for you to give them education? Without education, we know they are lost. Without skills, you know they are lost. That was why when the clamor came for Farm Craft Center for the Blind, when they said we should go there and protest, I was there. If you remember, I called on this radio station,
Mm.
reporting live what was happening there. My crave or clamor for disability community is not because I have a special soul, but I feel an injustice to one is an injustice to all. I almost killed myself. I have almost killed myself every time David tells me, Mommy, I am hungry. Mommy, there's no diaper. So I don't even tell him. So I shoulder that responsibility. I shoulder the burden so I don't depress or, tense him up.
Yeah.
But for him to get into a facility and then you close the first facility without giving us any cushioning
Any
effects
priorities? Yeah.
whatsoever, no message, nothing. You just say, stop bringing your children. That is all. And so if I had not gone on radio to state my cause, how many people come on radio to play their cause? But I always say, rather than die a cockroach, I would die a fighting lion. Anybody that knows me knows I'm an activist. I am everything. Call me a nurse, I am there. Call me an activist, I am there. Call me a mother to, I am everything. I am different things to different people. But on David's issue, it was that day the permanent secretary for Lagos State reached out to me and said, Fashola is on our case. Must they blow fire under your bombs to be able to say, do you know how many people have tried to access Modupe Code? To no avail. It was because Fashola spoke on David Ifeanyi Chukwuoboli's behalf. That was how David was able to get a slot. in that place. Even when I got there, they were like, madam, now what for you? You went to Dick's KSC. I didn't Dick's there. They didn't tell me. You see, when you tell 10 people, shush, and whip them into line. Esther Oboli is somebody that you cannot shush me up. You need to first kill me first. Maybe when I'm dead. I will keep fighting till I get to the root of this issue. Even when you tell me shut up, I want to know why you're telling me to shut up. You can't box me into a corner. You can't beat a child and tell the child to keep quiet. Okay? So when you don't have anything to tell me, do you know what I'm living with every day? This boy will say, Mommy, I want to go to school. Mommy, I want to go to school. And so at the end of the day, that was how God was able to put David in school. Psychologically, you can't even tell. See, every day I see this in my face.
All right.
So how do you want to tell me? This is a child I live with every day. This is a child I see every day. He will be 15 soon. How do I take him to the bedroom to bathe him? How do I? In the Western world, I'm told, the only people, in fact, when I wanted to get a wheelchair for David, oh my goodness, Madam Susan, Madam Rose, Madam Olubukola, before I was able to get a wheelchair for David, I reached out to the same government who put him to school. And they said, I should copy this, I should copy that, I should state my course. After doing all these things, I had to go back to the radio station again and say, please, David is in school, but for him to access the four walls of an education in that school, he has to be wheeled to the class. Please, I need a wheelchair. And they began to shout. See, do you know what radio stations have done for me? They began to say, oh yeah, Madam Oboli's son needs a wheelchair. And before you know it, they began to contribute. Nigerians from diaspora, Nigerians from Nigeria. And before you know it, that was how David was able. See, I can go on and on. But maybe if you have other questions, if you are asking me if it is easy for me, it's a Herculean task. It has not been easy. It will not be easy. But most times I think of killing myself. I ask myself, Esther, tomorrow is brighter. Tomorrow is greener. Tomorrow is better. You have been speaking out for other people. Speak out for your son. It is through my son's advocacy that other women reach out to me and say, Madam, even though you don't have anything, I just want you to give me a word for the day. And so I'm like an advocate for other women. So if I kill myself, what will I be telling other women?
All right, then. Thank you very much, Mrs. Oboli, Esther Oboli, for joining us this morning. And, this is just one parent out of so many others who have children with special needs, who have children under different spectrums, who have children they have to, sacrifice all they have for. And, for some of them, they have to stop work. They have to stop their usual day-to-day activities just to be with this. And yet, we're not giving it enough awareness. And yet, the government is, not even giving this attention at all. This is just one parent out of so many. I just hope that we get to somewhere. But when we come back, Buki has, a lot to say, and even Susan too. So please do well to stay with us. This is your Women Radio, WFM 91.7. It's about 28 minutes to 10 on the side of the radio. My name is Rose. I've got Susan, I've got Buki with me, and I also have Esther Oboli, who we know as Mrs. Oboli, who regularly calls us. And we called her here to share her story with us, of her son with special needs, because yesterday, which was the 6th of October, was the International Day for Cerebral Palsy. All right, do want to stay with us. This is your Women Radio, WFM 91.7.
Women Radio 91.7.
Something big is coming with Better Play. Get ready to turn 500 Naira into a 200,000 Naira daily jackpot. Yes, you heard me right. 200,000 Naira every single day. The more tickets you grab, the higher your chances of winning. Stay tuned, because this is the game changer you've been waiting for. Coming to you on Women Radio 91.7 FM. Are you ready to play and win big?
My people, something big don't land, and na money rain dey fall. Better play, better chance. 200k fit enter your hand if you try your luck. Oh, better play, better chance.
Now 3 times every day, them they call winners for radio. Yes, now with just 500 Naira, you fit win up to 200,000 Naira every single day. Just join the Better Play lottery now and listen for your name for radio. 10 a.m., 2 p.m. and 6 p.m.
Better play, no dull yourself. Go get your tickets Sharp, sharp. Buy am for www.betterplay.ng or just dial *347*154#. You wan boost your chance? Buy reach 20 tickets if you wan win.
Follow us for Facebook at Better Play and Instagram at Better Play NG to get correct updates. Now your turn to chop this money, oh.
Better play, better chance. You fit be the next lucky banger. Only people wey don reach 18 years fit play. Play responsibly.
Hey, Omo! See package! This is what I call full house.
Yes, sir. That's me. I full.
Huh? Who's talking about you? I'm talking about this Peak Yogurt Drink Full House Pack in your hand.
The Peak Yogurt Drink 1 liter Full House Pack with more refreshment contains fresh cow milk. Share and enjoy full house goodness filled with essential vitamins and minerals. Peak. Reach for your peak.
In a fast-paced world, it's easy to drift, lose focus, and forget yourself, your identity, and the power that lies within you. But what if you pause, breathe, reflect, reset, and redirect? Let me invite you to the second edition of the EMAP series powered by Artsun Broadcast and Production Limited and supported by Smiles Radio 98.7 FM. The EMAP Series 002 has been put together to help you redirect your energy, connect with your inner self, and step into power. Join us for this life-changing and impactful seminar with the team Pause to Power, Disrupting the Drift, on the 18th of October 2025. Time 6 p.m., where Dr. Olufumilayo Akinola, a consultant addiction psychiatrist of the Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital, Yaba, Lagos, Dr. Rotimi Olu Akinlesi, Permanent Secretary and Team Lead Encouragement Initiative, and Ambrose Oluta Ashomide will be walking you through how to get the spark back for a more purpose-driven life. You don't want to miss this session. Note that this is a virtual seminar. For registration details, call Tumishe on 0802-811-9509 or Isioma on 0808-657-0100. EMAP 002, a journey to self-discovery.
Jama'a, wani abu babba ya sauka kuma ana zubar da kuɗi kamar ruwa.
Hakika, da naira 500 kawai zaka iya cin nasarar har naira 200,000 a rana. Shiga Beta Play yanzu kuma saurari sunanka kai tsaye a rediyo da karfe 10 na safe, karfe 2 na rana da karfe 6 na yamma.
Sai tikitinka a www.betterplay.ng ko danna *347*154#. Kana son karin dama? Zaka iya sayan tikiti har 20.
Ka biyo mu a Facebook at Beta Play da Instagram at betterplay.ng don sabbin bayani. Lokacinka ne ka ci wannan kuɗin. Beta Play na buɗe ne kawai ga masu shekaru 18 da sama. Yi wasa cikin hankali.
Lunch vibes. Every music note counts, aligning with lyrics and rhythm. Words soothing to the ears, voices and melodies with the best vibes ever. That is Lunch Vibes on Women Radio WFM 91.7.
I blow your candle light. You know I'm just that type. No, them no fit kill my vibe.
Sell your market on Women Radio WFM 91.7. Are you a member of our Women Radio network? Are you a trader? Do you own a business? Do you want to increase your sales? I have good news for you. To sell your market free at no charge every Tuesday, 11:30 a.m. on Women Radio WFM 91.7. Call 07000 917 917 or 9155 917 917 or 800 1235 917. Sell your market and connect with customers far and wide for free. This is only for Women Radio Network members. Follow us on social media, Facebook, X, and YouTube at WFM 917.
Women Radio 91.7, breaking the culture of silence.
All right, of course, this is your Women Radio WFM 91.7. This is the voice of women, Nigeria's first radio station for women and their families. And this is still the program Her Lens right here on Women Radio. So yes, we still have Esther Oboli, aka Mrs. Oboli, and then we have Buki with us, also have Susan with us this morning. So you can be a part of the program by dialing 07000 917 917, or you can also dial 9155 917 917. Please feel free to send in WhatsApp messages to 070 317 56537 or 08155917917. We'd definitely love to hear from you this morning. We're looking at the International Day for Cerebral Palsy, and of course, we have Esther Oboli, Mrs. Oboli, who is a parent who has a child with cerebral palsy who is about 15 years. So you can imagine how she has been dealing with this for the past 15 years, how she had to cry out, all of the things that she had to go through. Now, like I said earlier, this is just one parent out of so many. If we could start hearing the issues and some of the problems and some of the challenges that a lot of parents get to face, loved ones around get to face, how strenuous this can be on them, their mental health, psychologically, emotionally, financially, the burdens that are on them, to deal. I have a junior brother who has autism, and he's about 19 now or so. So sometimes I look at him and I just thank God for how far he has come. If you see him, you wouldn't even know that there's anything wrong. And I'm glad that at least he has gotten to a point where he can make straight sentences. He can actually communicate with you, but probably not on the same, level of understanding that a 19-year-old will give you. But at least we're saying thank God he can even communicate. He has gotten to that point. And I know how much we have spent. I know how much it has taken from us emotionally, psychologically, and all of it. Sometimes I just look at my mom and she'll be like, "Oh, see my only boy." I'm like, just calm down. Okay. So but it could be a lot. Okay. So I'll just bring in Buki now. Buki, you've heard all what Mrs. Oboli has said so far. Let's get your thoughts on this, especially as we're looking at special needs, cerebral palsy, and what children are going through, and how the government is not even making it easy. Yesterday, I could not even find anything to even bring up on her lens. I had to take this Kwara State story. So does that mean that nobody's taking this seriously? The awareness is not there. Where are we even heading to go safe? Eh? Well, it's a lot.
Well, it just shows that we are not looking at the appropriate places. And it's simply because those who are supposed to enact the law, who are supposed to put up the infrastructure, it's possible that they have not come across such in their family or in a close proximity. The very first time I got close to someone who has that was about maybe 10 years ago. Yeah, roughly. So when Mr. Obole was saying everything, I mean, I could relate with it because this was somebody that was always bringing the boy, to church. And they will have to sit in the car. I mean, it was I could understand because when we're talking about cerebral, we're talking about somebody, who cannot coordinate himself or herself in terms of movement. Even at times it affects speech. They call it a delayed motor milestone setting because at times you might not even be able to sit, like the boy I was talking about. And they have because they cannot coordinate. The brain has a bit of a damage in it. It could be due. I mean, like she was saying now, the drugs effect and all that. There are many things that can cause it. Some because of neonatal deficiencies and issues around neonatal and all that, which we don't even have. I'm not even sure. We probably have professionals, that handle that. There was something that occurred, to someone that I know. She was in UK. It was even my first time of hearing it, that the placenta, they were measuring the placenta. It could not supply enough food, for the baby. So at the end of the day, because it was threatened, they had to say, you know what, you just have to do this CS thing. I said, hey, really? In Nigeria, we don't understand which one. I mean, it was my very first time of hearing that. So you could understand when we talk about the issues we have with healthcare. Who are the officials that we have for neonatal? How many people even know? They only go for antenatal, but beyond that, do we have infrastructures? Do we have all these gadgets that can enable us know the state of the baby in the womb? In the womb, or we just have to wait. Once they look at the position, it's okay, is it kicking? It's okay. But beyond that, do we have that? And then when they are born, even while they are born, because I also understand that this can also affect, the passage of the baby can also affect it. Then we now come to treatment. Look at the story our dear sister narrated. Effect of the drugs.
Yeah.
Who is checking this thing? Who is in charge? If she had not spoken up, do you know that is how the situation
know.
would be.
That's how it should just be.
The question is, how many of the people that are supposed to be looking at it, the Commission for Women, Education, even governance. I was talking about local government, talking about, because when I say government, we're always looking at Tinubu. It's not Tinubu, this one, local government. How many, let us challenge all the local government people, chairman. How many people are living with disability in their locality? How many people are living in a state? Do you even have it? Thank God for the association, because I was able to meet the association during COVID. And that's when I know that they have a strong association, of disability, because we reached out to them from my Institute for National Transformation. That's when I know they had an association. You understand that at least they have their own figures, and they will tell you the struggles that they're having. Yes, some governments, are benevolent. They look out for them and all that. But we want more. Look at what she has narrated now. Where are the schools? When she was talking, I was thinking that, do we have special centers in each of the local government? What will it take us to have that in each of the local government, so that everybody is taken care of? The only issue is that, okay, because of logistics and distance, what stops us from giving them, if they can transfer money, cash transfer for people that we don't know what they do with it, then what stops us, if we have this database, what stops us from assisting them with logistics money, so that the children, can go to school? They can be productive. Who says they cannot be productive? They can. But do we harvest them? Do we groom them? Do we do the needful? I can see that the thing, they pain Suzanne. She won't talk. You understand? But honestly, wrapping up, we have to create the awareness. We have to promote inclusive education. You understand? We have to challenge this social stigma.
Yes.
And then these people have to have accessible spaces. I come ready for you. I list everything down. Then we have to support the family and community. She talked about diapers. Do you know how much it costs? She mentioned it.
She mentioned it.
Yes. And this thing, you manage it, it's not, except if a miracle happens.
She's managed now, all through the life of the individual.
But you see, we can make them productive, that they can also earn some income by the time they grow up. It is because that we are not looking at it. We have said at this one, they cannot do it. And you will be shocked. And then, of course, lastly, I talk about neonatal care and facility. We need to begin to do that more. Where are the rehabilitation centers? Where are the schools? And then the policy, the framework. Somebody needs to be looking at that now. When we're talking about women that want to be there at the seat of power, these are the things we want to do. It's not to tie gele and wear pancake. You understand? We want to ensure that everybody is touched. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Buki, for your thoughts on this. You have touched every area. But I just realized that I didn't even tell our listener what cerebral palsy is, just in case some people are wondering what is cerebral palsy. Now, cerebral palsy is a permanent neurological disorder affecting movement, muscle tone, posture, and balance due to abnormal brain development or brain damage during fetal or infant stages. Now, the symptoms could range from mild to severe, with common signs including muscle stiffness, poor coordination, like Buki mentioned, weak muscles, exaggerated reflexes, and developmental delays. All right. So, just like Buki said, that she just, if not for seeing one in her church, it, and that was somebody she saw so many years ago. So, you can imagine that there are some people that they've never even probably seen or come across anybody that has cerebral palsy or children with special needs. Okay, so and there are so many people walking around with special needs that you don't even know because they look very, prim proper. They just look all nice and good. So you would never, even for 1 minute, even think that this is what's going on. Now, the causes of this could range from infection during pregnancy, lack of oxygen to the brain, untreated jaundice in an infant, as the case of Mrs. Oboli, a stroke in the womb or after birth, genetic factors, head injuries, and all of that. So this is just to give you a little bit of background of what cerebral palsy is, just in case you're wondering what are these people talking about. Okay, so this is just it. So Susan, let me bring you in. Our time is fast spent, but let's hear from you, and then we get our final words from all of you, including Mrs. Oboli. Go ahead, Susan, please.
Thank you so much. First of all, I want to say congratulations and well done to Mrs. Oboli. You are a super mom. There's a page on Facebook that is called Super Parents. It's a support group, for parents with children, especially those with cerebral palsy and all of that. And I want to also let you know that cerebral palsy is not a tragedy. Exclusion is. You feel this pain, you feel all of this burden because of the exclusion your child is experiencing in support, in inclusive education and what have you. You are out here speaking, when you mentioned your age, in my head, I was just thinking, I'm 47 already. I don't have a child, but in the last 44 years, I have battled polio. And my mom is not even doing the advocacy. My mom is just, how do we treat you? How do we do this? How, miracle. I need to also remind us that this year's theme says unique and united, because each year I work with the team for every disability. I'm a holistic advocate. I don't only advocate for my type of disability. Now, for me, the message to parents and caregivers, because most people with cerebral palsy need caregivers.
Yeah.
That is the truth. Whether you believe it. I have a friend, Tobiloba Ajayi. She just turned 40. She's a barrister. She's doing excellently well. And she has championed courses of, letting kids with cerebral palsy learn, training both the teachers and even parents to know how to manage their children, certain things that happen both in their feeding pattern and all of that. Now, for me, for parents and caregivers, early intervention is key. If you notice any developmental delay or any delay in the early stages, please go for physiotherapy, occupational and speech therapy, because all of this could make a whole world of difference. Now, I'm happy. I am extremely happy for Mrs. Oboli. You have been celebrating your child's journey. Most times, parents lock their children in. I am talking from experience. I have spoken about this on Radio Continental many years ago. Parents lock their children because of stigma, because they don't want, people to look at them a certain way, But you have been able to celebrate your child, you are not ashamed, because you don't need to compare your child to any other child. You don't know what that child will become.
Okay.
I like the fact that you are pushing for inclusion.
Yeah.
Nobody is going to do it. Sometimes your child might not be vocal enough. You've seen the different types of CP. So it might not even be someone who can actually say much. So you have to push for inclusion. I've talked about connecting with other families, who have children, so that you have a support group. Because trust me, these governments we see, even if they are doing, it's not going to be as fast as we think. So we need to also help ourselves. More importantly, for you as a parent or a caregiver, please take care of yourself, because if you don't heal you will transfer aggression to that child
Yes.
or a teenager that you're taking care of. Again, for survivors, we have Chichiro, who is based in the US. She's a Nigerian. She has 4 boys, 4 grown-up sons. You know, you have so many people. So draw strength from these people who are doing well. If they can survive with CP, then your child will survive. That is very important. And then for every time, please seek opportunities, not pity. I don't do well with pity. When people do pity around me, they discourage me. So I just distance myself. So for your child, please.
All right, Susan. I think the
Always
network.
remember to.
Thank you very much, Susan. So, we'll just come to Miss Oboli in less than a minute because our time is fast spent. Your final words, maybe your advice to parents who are just getting into this. What would you advise them? Because you are like experienced in this right now. So let's get to hear from you in just few minutes, less than a minute.
So what I would just say is inclusion, like Susan said. Parents have to do better. Government has to do better. When you talk about inclusivity, you need to be able to stretch one hand for somebody to say, okay, are you out there? Okay? But when you keep your child in the corner, Albert, how would you want somebody to pull you out of whatever it is you're passing through or you're drowning from? Even in my own, I still pull a couple of people to say, we can do this. That spirit of can do. And government has to just do better. These children have a right to live. They didn't create themselves. They came into this world with one glory or the other. And so there's always this slogan we use, there's ability in disability. I said, I will never forget the beauty I saw when I saw Susan mount that stage during the vow conference and awards, and I'm saying, God, look at this community where they don't segregate, they don't marginalize, they don't just put you down. And I'm saying, God, who are these people? Are you guys angels or you are made from somewhere? That is what I'm talking about. If you tell us that, if you tell me to jump, I will ask you how high, but give me a moment to breathe. Let CP children, everybody living with disabilities, let them also breathe. You are choking us. You are kneeling on our necks. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Boli, for coming on today. Unfortunately, our time is fast spent. I would have loved to hear final words from Wiki and Susan, but thank you both so much and for having a robust conversation this morning. I just hope that our government will do better. I hope that we as parents and guardians of children living with special needs are able to draw strength from people who have gone through this too, because it is a lot. It is a lot. Whatever spectrum you find yourself, it could be a lot. So please, let's be kind to one another. Let's help each other. Segregation and exclusion and all of that will not help. It will not help at all. Not until you find yourself in that situation and then you understand better. But even if you're not, just be kind. Okay, be kind. All right. Thank you so much, ladies, for being a part of Her Lens this morning. Do want to have a great day ahead and enjoy the rest of the week. We'll meet up here tomorrow at 9, God's willing, at 9:05, just immediately after the news. For now, do want to stay tuned to Women Radio WFM 91.7. A very big thank you to each and every one of you who tuned in to listen this morning. At 10, Radio Doctor will come through. My name is Rose Yusuf Kaiser. Do want to have a great day and stay with us on Women Radio. Good morning.
Women Radio 91.7, breaking the